The stars whispered of a place no sane captain dared to go. The maps called it the Forbidden Zone, a scar across the galaxy where fleets vanished and empires crumbled. Ancient warnings filled every council chamber. Do not enter. Do not test. The silence. For centuries, the galaxy obeyed. But one day, a lone human ship broke the silence. The Forbidden Zone. The Forbidden Zone was not empty space. It was worse. Planets inside it burned without suns, and black nebulae twisted like wounds in the void. Legend said machines older than time itself hunted within, created by a race so advanced they burned themselves out of existence. Those who entered never returned. The Jari, a species of scholars, had catalogued every disappearance for 10,000 years. They knew the statistics. They knew the terror. When their great council met, one truth was always repeated. The Forbidden Zone is not to be crossed. So when their long-range sensors lit up one quiet cycle with an unknown signal, a ship, alive and steady, flying straight into the dead heart of the zone, the galaxy shook. Impossible. The Jari, elders whispered. No ship could survive even a fragment of it. But the signal was real. Its name flickered across the star net. Its designation was human. The ship was called Dauntless. The humanity was young compared to the other races. They had risen late, scattered, fragile, unremarkable in appearance. Their bodies were soft, their lifespans short, their worlds primitive by galactic standards. Yet, in a few centuries, they had expanded faster than most empires did in millennia. Their ships were rough, their weapons brutal, but their willpower was unlike anything seen before. To most species, humans were reckless, irrational, and obsessed with challenges no one else would touch. And now, a human vessel had entered the one place all others feared. The watching galaxy, every empire turned, its eyes to the zone. The veiled Dominion, proud conquerors of 50 star systems, deployed hidden satellites to watch. The Sarathi queens, who measured survival in cold logic, listened from their crystal hives. Even the silent machines of the Soren Collective focused their sensors. The message spread faster than light. A human ship dares where no one else will. At first, most believed it was suicide. The zone swallowed fleets of 1,000 ships. One human vessel could not last an hour. But the hours passed. Then days. The Dauntless kept moving deeper. Inside the zone, Captain Elias Rourke stood at the bridge window, watching lightning storms crackle across a dead nebula. His crew of 50 moved with quiet determination, every one of them volunteers. They all knew the mission, to chart the Forbidden Zone, or die trying. Humanity needed answers. The stars beyond the zone held rich systems, but no one could reach them. If humans could survive the crossing, their path to a new future would open. The ship trembled as gravity waves smashed against its hull. Shields flared and groaned. One engine went dark, then flickered back. "Report," Rourke demanded. "Hull integrity at 70%. Still holding," answered Commander Vega, his second in command. Her eyes burned with the same fire as his. They pressed forward. The deeper they went, the stranger the zone became. Shadows moved where no light existed. Vast shapes stirred beyond the nebula, like titans watching them pass. Sometimes voices echoed through the comms, whispers in languages no one knew, yet every crew member understood. The zone was alive, and it hated intruders. The machines awaken. On the 6th day, they came. The Dauntless detected movement. Dark, angular constructs sliding out of the void. They were not ships, not truly. They were remnants of the builders, machines forged in forgotten wars. Their bodies were kilometers long, their weapons silent but endless. The first construct opened. Fire. A spear of antimatter tore through the darkness, grazing the Dauntless's shields. The ship rocked violently, alarm screaming. "Return fire," Rourke barked. Railguns thundered. Missiles streaked. Explosions lit the void, but the machines were ancient and terrifyingly strong. One human strike destroyed a construct's arm, but 3 more closed in. The crew fought like demons, every strike measured, every maneuver reckless but brilliant. Where another species would flee, The humans pressed the attack, tearing holes in machines thought invincible. Still, the cost was brutal. 2 decks were lost. Fires raged. Dozens of crew were wounded. But the Dauntless kept going. The galaxy watched, in disbelief. Every broadcast relayed the impossible. A human ship, outnumbered and outgunned, breaking through enemies that once annihilated fleets. The debate, in the High Council of the Vial Dominion, panic erupted. If humans can survive the A zone, the balance of power collapses, growled Warlord Karen. We built our empire on the safety of that barrier, the Sarathi queens whispered in unison. No one should survive. No one should endure. If humans can pass, what else will they challenge? Fear spread. To the old empires, the forbidden zone was a wall protecting them from ambition. Humanity was tearing that wall down. The final trial. The Dauntless limped deeper, engines sparking, hull cracked. Supplies ran thin, yet no one spoke of turning back. At last, they reached the heart of the zone. There, floating in the void, was the source of it all, a colossal machine world, half ruined, half alive. It pulsed like a dying star, sending waves of death across the galaxy. The ancient builders had left it as their final weapon, a guardian to keep others out. The machine world awoke as the Dauntless approached. Thousands of constructs swarmed like locusts, more than any human ship could ever defeat. The crew stood silent at their stations, eyes on their captain. Rourke's voice was calm. We knew this would happen, we knew this was suicide. But humanity does not turn back. If we fall here, we fall proving it can be done. And one day others will follow. The crew saluted. Not one hesitated. The Dauntless plunged forward. Missiles screamed. Railguns spat fire. Energy blasts tore across the void. For every machine destroyed, 10 more took its place. The ship shuddered, bleeding sparks and flame, yet it kept moving. A spear of defiance against eternity. And then something strange happened. The machine world hesitated. Its swarms slowed. Its weapons fell silent, as if listening. Because, in the chaos, the Dauntless had broadcast something. Not a weapon, not a code, a song. An old human song carried on radio waves since Earth's first voyages. A song of longing, of courage, of hope. The machine world heard it. And for the first time in uncounted centuries, it did not kill. The return when the Dauntless emerged from the far side of the zone, broken but alive. The galaxy gasped. Every empire, every world, every council chamber froze as the transmission spread. The humans have crossed the forbidden zone. The impossible was real. The crew of the Dauntless had done what no other species dared. They had faced the guardians of the dark and returned with proof that the wall of fear could be broken. For the humans, it was only the beginning. For the rest of the galaxy, it was the end of old certainties. The legacy Captain Rourke never lived to see Earth again. His ship fell silent just outside the zone, systems failing, crew scattered to lifeboats. But his message had already traveled, across the stars. The forbidden zone was not forbidden anymore. Other human ships would follow, stronger and better prepared. The galaxy knew it. And for the first time in thousands of years, the ancient powers trembled, because humanity had shown the truth. Walls mean nothing to those who dare climb them. And in the endless silence of space, a whisper spread across every world, every fleet, every throne. The humans entered the forbidden zone, and came back alive. Ending. The stars had always belonged to the old empires, but now they shook with new voices. The galaxy could not believe it was real, but it was. Humanity was here, and they were not afraid.